Before you book another cruise, you should know that the average couple pays somewhere between $224 and $280 in automatic gratuities on a single 7-night sailing, and almost none of them see that number until the final bill lands on the cabin door. There is a small set of billing and pricing practices that cruise lines rely on you not asking about, simply because most passengers never ask. If you are over 65, on a fixed income, and planning a cruise in 2026, this is for you specifically. I have spent years going through cruise line fee schedules, loyalty program fine print, and onboard account structures, cross-checking what each major line actually charges against what they advertise. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how the daily gratuity charge works and how to lock in a lower rate before it rises. And you will know about an onboard credit worth up to $200 that a lot of retirees qualify for and never claim. Let us get into it. The first thing you need to understand is your onboard account and how the daily gratuity actually works. Every major line, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Princess, Holland America, adds a service charge to your onboard account automatically, once per person, per day, for the entire length of your sailing. On Royal Caribbean, that is $18.50 per person, per day for a standard stateroom, and $21 for a suite. Carnival raised its rate this year to $17 for standard cabins and $19 for suites. Princess and Holland America both raised theirs in the past few months as well. Cruise lines structure it this way because a small daily number feels painless compared to one lump sum, and because it is pooled and distributed across the crew who serve you, which makes it feel like a service fee rather than a bill. Your brain processes $18 a day very differently than it processes $126 for a full week, even though they are the same charge. That gap between how a cost feels and what it actually adds up to is exactly why so few passengers question it until checkout day. Consider a retired couple booking a 7-night Caribbean sailing in a standard balcony cabin. If neither of them looks at the rate before sailing, they pay it at whatever the current posted rate is on embarkation day. If they prepay before a scheduled increase, they lock in the older, lower number for the whole cruise. On a 7-night sailing for 2 people, that timing difference can be worth over $25, sometimes more depending on the line and the size of the increase. Here is what you do. Go into your cruise line's online account before final payment is due, find the gratuities or crew appreciation section, and prepay the full amount at the current posted rate rather than letting it charge daily onboard. The exact words to say if you call instead of booking online are, "I would like to prepay my gratuities now to lock in today's rate before any increase takes effect." Your onboard account is where the next layer of charges lives too, and that one surprises even more people. Every drink you order at the bar carries its own separate gratuity, stacked on top of whatever you paid for the drink itself, and this is where a beverage package can quietly cost more than it looks like it saves. On Royal Caribbean, an 18% gratuity is added to every bar purchase and every beverage package. Spa and salon services carry a 20% gratuity on top of the treatment price. This exists because cruise lines price the package itself as the headline number in their marketing, and the service charge gets applied afterward at checkout, which means the number that convinced you to buy is never the number you actually pay. Picture 2 passengers on the same 7-night sailing, both buying the same drink package advertised at around $11 a day. One of them budgets only for that sticker price. The other adds the service charge on top before deciding. Across 7 days for 2 people, that gap between the advertised price and the true charged price can run into several $100s once every round, every glass of wine at dinner, and the package itself all carry their own separate charge. Here is what you do. Before you buy any beverage package, add 18 to 20% to the advertised daily price and multiply by the actual number of days you will be on board, not the number of nights on the brochure. Ask guest services directly whether the gratuity is included in the advertised package price or added afterward. The exact words to say are, "Does the price you just quoted me already include the service gratuity, or is that added separately at checkout?" Now here is where most people get completely blindsided, and it has nothing to do with drinks. Your gratuity rate is not fixed the moment you book. Several lines have raised their daily rate multiple times in the past 2 years, and if you booked early and never revisited your reservation, you are paying whatever the current rate is on your sailing date, not the rate that existed when you booked. Cruise lines do this because gratuities are treated as a service charge rather than part of the advertised fare, which means it is one of the only parts of your total cost that legally does not have to be locked in with your booking. Holland America raised its rate again this year, bringing crew appreciation to $18 for standard cabins and $20 for suites, on top of raising the built-in service charge on drinks and spa purchases from 18% to 20%. The psychological piece here is simple. Once you have already paid your deposit and committed to a sailing, you are far less likely to go back and check whether the fee structure changed, because the decision already feels finished in your mind. A passenger who checks their onboard account settings 3 months before sailing and prepays at the current rate can lock in meaningfully less than a passenger who lets the same charge accrue daily after a rate increase, particularly on longer sailings where the difference compounds across every additional night. Here is what you do. Set a calendar reminder for 90 days before your sailing date to log into your account and check the current gratuity rate. If it has increased since you booked, prepay immediately rather than waiting to be charged the new daily rate on board. The exact words to say to a cruise line representative are, "Can you confirm whether my prepaid gratuity rate is locked in at today's price or subject to change before my sail date?" The next one is something almost nobody at 65 and older realizes they already qualify for. Most major lines, including Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Celebrity, offer a reduced senior rate for sailings where at least one passenger in the stateroom is 55 or older, but this rate is never applied automatically. It exists only on selected sailings, and only if you specifically ask for it and provide proof of age. Cruise lines structure it this way because a senior rate that had to be advertised on every sailing would undercut their standard pricing across the board. So instead it functions as a targeted discount released quietly to fill remaining inventory, available only to the passengers who know the phrase to use. Only one person per cabin needs to meet the age requirement for the entire stateroom to receive the discounted rate, which means a 65-year-old traveling with a younger spouse or an adult child still qualifies the whole cabin. Consider 2 couples booking the identical cabin on the identical sailing. One books through the standard fare without mentioning age. The other calls and specifically asks whether a senior rate is available for that sailing and provides ID at check-in. The second couple can pay meaningfully less for the exact same cabin, exact same itinerary, exact same dates. Here is what you do. Before booking, call the cruise line directly rather than booking online, and ask specifically whether a senior rate applies to your chosen sailing. Have a government-issued ID with your birth date ready when you check in, because the line can and will verify it. The exact words to say are, "Is there a senior citizen rate available for this specific sailing, and can you apply it to my reservation now?" This next one has nothing to do with your fare and everything to do with a membership card sitting in most retirees' wallets already. If you are an AARP member, Holland America offers up to $200 in onboard credit per stateroom on eligible sailings, and that credit can be applied directly towards shore excursions, specialty dining, spa treatments, or beverages once you are on board. This benefit exists because cruise lines partner with organizations like AARP to reach exactly the demographic most likely to book longer, more expensive sailings, and in exchange, members get a credit that most people simply never think to ask about because it is not printed anywhere on the main booking page. The amount depends on your cabin category and cruise length, with higher categories and longer sailings typically receiving a larger credit. A passenger booking the identical stateroom without mentioning AARP membership pays the identical fare and receives nothing extra. A passenger who identifies their membership at the time of booking can walk on board with up to $200 in spending credit already sitting on their account, effectively covering a specialty dinner or 2, a spa treatment, or several rounds at the bar for free. Here is what you do. When you book, tell your agent or the website directly that you are an AARP member and ask them to confirm the onboard credit before you finalize payment. Check your onboard account folio on embarkation day to confirm the credit actually posted. The exact words to say are, "I am an AARP member, and I would like to confirm the onboard credit benefit is applied to this booking before I complete payment." The last thing to understand is that every charge on your onboard account, from the daily gratuity to the beverage service fee, is adjustable, not fixed, and guest services has the authority to change it, even though almost no passenger ever asks. Cruise lines post a standard rate because most people simply accept whatever number appears on their folio without question. And the adjustment process exists quietly in the background specifically for the small percentage of guests who raise a service concern directly. This does not mean gratuities should be removed casually, since that pooled charge genuinely supports the crew who work your sailing. But if a specific service issue goes unresolved, you have a legitimate, documented right to have it addressed at the desk rather than simply absorbing the charge in silence. Here is what you do. If something goes wrong with your stateroom service or dining experience, report it to guest services in writing during your sailing, not after you disembark. Ask what your options are before assuming nothing can be done. The exact words to say are, "I would like to discuss an adjustment to my onboard gratuity account based on a specific service concern I experienced this week." What you have now is something most passengers never bother to learn: a working knowledge of exactly how your onboard account is built, what is negotiable, what is automatic, and which benefits are sitting unclaimed simply because nobody asked. You are no longer the passenger who accepts whatever number appears on the final folio. You are the passenger who checks the account before final payment, asks the right question at the right desk, and walks on board already knowing what should and should not be there. There are two kinds of people on every cruise ship: the ones who pay whatever posts to their account without a second look, and the ones who understood the system well enough to keep more of their own money without giving up a cent of the service their crew actually earns. I hope this saved you real money on your next sailing, because that is exactly what this information is for. In the next video, I'm going through the exact cabin categories cruise lines quietly overbook first, and why knowing that number before you book can be the difference between a smooth boarding and a very long wait at the terminal.